Stella Sora is an absolute abomination.
By far one of the worst monetization models I've seen in 2025.
So you're telling me you got these kinds of prices, you got this kind of daily income.
I think that Stella Sora is going to be a failure.
I like Stella Sora, so making this video kinda sucks. I totally see all the flaws. I agree with basically all of them, I think. There were some more that a lot of people didn't even discuss, like the early bugs of people having their accounts shared, meaning that if you had one account and someone else logged in, they could just use your account, even if you had bound it with your email already. So yeah. There's nothing really that hasn't been said before by someone else or by any bigger creator, so I'm not even gonna start. All I'm trying to focus on in today's video will be what I actually like about the game, what we could have potentially have enjoyed throughout, hopefully, like many months or years even, right? Maybe the devs will, for the first time in the industry's life, listen to the fans and maybe fix it. I don't know, but otherwise this will just showcase what we're missing out on if they actually hit the button. Starting off right off the bat, I suggest you guys be ready to re-roll, right? Because if you want to enjoy the honeymoon phase before the game dies, you definitely want to start out with maybe some good characters and make sure that you get a good standard banner roll, because you get like one for free at the very start of the game, right? And you get to re-roll that first one up to 20 times within the game. Right, let's pick our character right here and let's enjoy the cutscenes, I guess. God, I actually love the graphics of the cutscenes. Alright, getting into the combat tutorial right off the bat. And I gotta say, this game has a hand-holding tutorial like any other gacha. I don't know why the Chinese can't do proper tutorials, but at least this one, right, like it tells you to do something and it's rather crisp at least. And yeah, the controls feel awesome with controller, and you can immediately swap back and forth. Like you can just have mouse and keyboard right off the bat if you want to, right? Have your normal button inputs right here, control with WASD, and have your mouse on top. But if you wanted to, you can just immediately go back to controller. It's nice, it's cool. Though the boss designs are rather generic as well. Nothing too crazy or outstanding, but it works. Gets the job done. Yeah, when starting out the game, you just have 3 characters right off the bat, the 3 main characters basically. And so yeah, once you're done with the short 5-minute tutorial, if you skipped all the cutscenes, you're already able to immediately get a pull. This one's on a standard banner, it has enhanced rates. I don't know if you can get a double 5-star, but you definitely get a lot of 5-stars in here. Indicated by the rainbow there, right? So we can just skip ahead. And in here, the rates still look very nice. And wow, we got one of the meta characters right off the bat. Hi. I can see why she's meta. Anyway, so you can save this pull if you want to, right? And reroll up to 19 additional times, but you only get to keep one of those 20. So make sure it counts. Anyway, we're gonna skip that now and hop into the first hand-holding tutorial, which is actually rather quick, right? Yeah, we're gonna pull later. So the game just tells you like, okay, the main gameplay consists of doing this ascension thing where you enter the roguelike mode and get to basically build your characters. Every time you want to build your character anew, you have to step in here, right? Yeah, get through some dungeoning and come out with a new set of gear. And once you're done with that, you are already able to go into the normal menu and you're free for now. The mail and claim all of the rewards, because we are going to get into the normal gacha experience, re-rolling for good shit at the start. 2 temples on the limited banner. Let's see if we're lucky. I would say, guess I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, I was able to secure myself an account with the current limited character and also one of the supposed meta characters. Got to play a little bit already, and we got some levels, some other additional pulls, so I can show off immediately the good parts. So yeah, what are the good parts, you may wonder? To me, it's actually the gameplay. It feels nice. The concept of the game is very simple. You have your characters, you can build them up and level them, right? Level their skills, etc. But if you really want to be able to play any normal modes with them, you will have to build them first inside the roguelike. Once you're done that, you will have a fully completed run basically and can use it in other areas of the game. that will look something like this. You enter any battle mode and it will ask you for one of your previous records of your roguelike experience. And you can choose any of those, right? If you have the correct elements. Like this is one of the teams that I used in the roguelike dungeon already. And there are several other outcomes that you can have through the roguelike experience, right? Because, well, in a roguelike, you get random buffs and you gotta make the best of it to see what's the highest possible strength that you can acquire, and then you use those and try to prevail. Let me walk through one normal game loop rotation. So we go into the Ascension thing. Maybe we want to build a fire-based team. So let's go in here and yeah, build a squad around fire characters. I guess we have Amber here, Flora as a support, I guess Nazuna as my supporter right here. Let's get them to an appropriate level. I also want to add, I think the menuing is rather crisp. You can just press a lot of buttons and it goes very smooth. Feels very similar to Zenless Zone Zero in that regard. And if you're unsure about what skills and buffs to pick, there's also like pre-builds already available in the game as suggestions. But as soon as you learn more about the game, you're able to just do your own thing. It's really cool. Alright, now that we've chosen our team and leveled them up a little bit, right? It's next to weapons, I guess, which mainly serve as stat sticks. They don't really do that much, but one cool minor thing about them is that they come with their own music, each of them. And some of it is actually kind of fire. Literally, because this is fire element. Ha ha ha. Okay, sorry. So yeah, once you're in, you have the auto battle function. It completely moves on its own and fights on its own. It's rather convenient. And you know what? That's all it takes to get through the early levels of this game. Only later it will be important to actually manually control your characters, right? Because spacing will matter, timing will matter. So it's really neat if you just want a comfy experience as well as a more sweaty one. So you get to choose some random buffs, right? Like try to get the best out of it. And with those, you assemble your team for the other game modes. Every now and then there will also be like events like a shop or similar, right? Where you can manually choose to spend resources on extra buffs or not. And that's basically all. Rinse and repeat. Get into some fights, choose some buffs, and hope that you get a good build going. There's no real threat either. You can just chill, right? The mode is not really about figuring out whether you can survive or not. The mode is about figuring out, okay, optimizing your build, finding what works, what doesn't work. This is like maybe a moving punching bag in a way. at least in this current state of affairs. And yeah, these floors don't really serve as a challenge whatsoever. They're really just trying to allow you to see how well you're doing already with your build. And probably in higher floors it will matter way more to see, okay, is there a difference now or not? What does my cooldown feel like, etc. Another cool thing about this auto battle is that it's also kind of hybrid. You can still like manually dodge if you want to and just have the game take care of the offense, right? It definitely makes for a neat experience that allows you to just, again, be very comfy about all of this. The real difficulty lies outside of the Ascension when you already have your established build and need to see how far it will get you. And yeah, this didn't even take like 10 minutes and we already have a new party set up with certain amount of buffs, etc. And now we can use this team to experience the other game modes. Now we're finally able to play the Menace Arena with a fire team. So yeah, anyone trying to rush this game early days, like second, third day whatsoever, will unfortunately hit a time gate first. But after a while, hopefully, right, when the game unleashes all its functions and modes, etc., right, we get to enjoy it for maybe like 2-3 weeks, and then it will be end of service anyway. And yeah, that's already the current game loop. Not that much to do, unfortunately, because we're very heavily time gated. I don't know what the game plan is, but people don't like it. I don't like it. I like the game, but yeah, there's so many things I can't do unless I were to like refresh my stamina. Like even if I were to spend this, what I have right now, I wouldn't make it to level 11. Even inside the story, I think there was time gates that only unlock later. Like yeah, it says just coming soon right here. Nothing you can do till then except wait. In the meantime, I will just farm additional teams, I guess. Maybe try out some different builds. Hope that they are good enough for the modes that are still upcoming. And that'll be it. So yeah, for my final words, I think Yosta actually has a good game here on their hands, and it's just being heavily mismanaged. I don't know how or why. I mean, I don't know, man. I was hyping up this game so much, alright? I knew it wouldn't be popular or successful, right? But I thought it's gonna be a genuinely good game that just flies under the radar or so, right? Or maybe is too niche by gameplay or genre or art style, anything, okay? I didn't expect that. Maybe they find a way to fix it, otherwise I just stay tuned for, I don't know, do it Night Abyss, I guess. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See ya!